Yeah, hello everybody, Decentralized Dave with a short update video. I'm titling this video Max Payne scenario is the most likely going forward, or the most likely next. Let me evaluate what I mean, because I got the questions that what do I think it's next, or where do I think the current move in crypto and stocks will bottom, and how deep. And if anybody would know for sure what's gonna happen, if anybody would have a crystal ball, right, then that person becomes from 4 figures or from 5 figures becomes like 9 figures billionaire in 2 years time, okay? So of course, obviously, nobody knows for sure what's gonna happen. But I did give it a think, a deep thought. And in the meanwhile, as I was thinking today, Jim Cramer jumped at me on social media. I love that guy. He jumped at me saying something like, buy the dip. You know, bull market is on buy the dip. You are stupid if you're not buying. Don't press the sell button. At the same time, I also have Capo also coming at me with tweets every now and then saying this is the dip, buy altcoins. And pretty much we've gone deeper after every time. So this is not an environment, this is not the signs that would tell me that the bot is in of this move. Although S&P 500 is already 10% down, so we are already talking of a correction. But this would be a very, very small correction, because 10% is just a small correction. So let me come back to the beginning of this video I started this video with. I promised you I'm going to follow up on what do I mean by Max Payne scenario. There is a car coming probably. Yeah. Max Payne scenario for the rest of this year is basically a slow and grindy bear. That's the most hated scenario going forward. That's not what I want to say, and that's not what I want to see, and that's not what I want to think that's gonna happen. But that is the most pain scenario, and that is the most likely one. Of course, I would be much happier if we now have some kind of a COVID crash, because I've seen already today a tweet came up on me comparing that it was at exactly like 11th of March or around there when the deepest COVID moves down were happening. I would be the happiest if the COVID crashes on me right now and I'm able to buy generational bottoms just like the COVID, and just by equities alone, by stocks alone, people made 10x just buying the COVID bottoms in 1 year. 10x with equities, with US equities. It was basically a lifetime kind of an opportunity for investors, or any investors with any kind of money. And crypto, yeah, it was even more than that. Much more. So I would be very happy, and that's the problem. I would be too happy, like, this is not a pain scenario, right? So would I think it's much more likely that we will find a bottom in the spring, obviously, for crypto and for stocks. I think that for stocks, the bottom should be already about 5,000-ish. Then we should have a bear market rally, we should have a rebound then. And if I am right, if what I'm saying is correct, then during that rebounds you are going to see majority of people saying that we are in the bull market and this was the bull market correction. Still, everybody is stuck. Nobody still sees my left translated cycle as likely. Nobody sees that. Nobody thinks that 2024 was the first cycle top and the bull market correction was summer 2024. Nobody thinks that. And so if I'm right, then after we bottom this spring, because spring times we usually have a good bottoms. I'm not sure if early spring or late spring, I have no idea. But the springtime it should be the bottom basically for both, and then we should have some kind of a bear market rally, and also in the summer probably as well. But then in the second half of the year, especially in Q4, because it was always Q4 around November every single time where crypto bottomed. And also equities, US equities also are weaker during also I've seen also for specifically the research that I have doesn't speak well about Q4 at all. So basically it should last as long as Q4 just to bottom out. So very frustrating year. Very frustrating. That's the most pain scenario.